Come along and listen to the lullabies of Broadway right here in Baltimore. This month, the BSO will welcome Ben Crawford, one of the brightest stars of The Great White Way. And here to tell us more about the show is Tanya Robles. Welcome.
Thank you. So good to be here.
I'm happy to have you here. Well, fans of Broadway know Ben Crawford as the Phantom of the Opera, but we're seeing him in a different capacity now. Tell us a little bit more about him.
Well, Ben is the current Phantom, which is exciting.
Yes.
And we don't have to go all the way to New York to hear the current Phantom. He also has played Javert in Les Miserables. He was Shrek in Shrek the Musical.
Oh,
so he has a really impressive Broadway resume.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's also on the Disney Frozen soundtrack.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, then I've probably
Not
heard
let
him
it
because I've heard him because my daughter makes me listen to it all of the time. And so this show is a really unique show. Tell us about what it's about.
Well, you'll be able to hear some of Ben's signature songs from his signature roles on Broadway, but he's also performing hits from Hamilton, Dear Evan Hansen, South Pacific. So if you love Broadway music and want to hear an incredible star singing that kind of music, this is a great concert for you.
They better get these tickets quick though, because I know they are going to go fast. How do they get tickets?
Tickets can be reserved on our website, bsomusic.org, and we have a special discount code for WMAR listeners. If you enter WMAR, it's 20% off, and tickets start at $25. So it's really an affordable way to hear some great music.
It is an affordable way. I mean, talk about a great date night just to go, or even a family night just to go with everybody.
Yes, and speaking of families, this concert also qualifies for our series for children ages 7 to 17. If adults pick a ticket, buy a ticket, then children in that age group can come for free.
Really? From 7 to 7? That's amazing.
Yes.
That's great. Especially that you went that high up. I think a lot of times, you know, you think the kids are just like 12 and under, and then the kids 12 and above like just get left out all the time.
No, we really are making concerts accessible for families.
Why is that so important? Do you think it's just about exposing kids to the BSO and to great music, or why do that push? Because you don't have to.
Well, for me, it's twofold. It's first of all, again, to make these concerts accessible for all ages in our community, but also we're developing the audiences of the future. So I have so many people come up to you and say, I remember when I was a kid, I went to the BSO, and now their parents or grandparents bringing their families.
Oh, I remember that. I grew up in Wisconsin, and that was one of my favorite things was our field trip, our class field trip to see the orchestra, because you got to see it in action. It just sounds so beautiful. So this is great.
Absolutely.
Now you got a lot happening in 2020. It's a new year. What else is happening with the BSO?
What isn't happening, I feel like. So we have, in addition to these incredible POPs programs, which by the way are led by our principal POPs conductor, Jack Everly, who our audiences adore. We have our classical subscription concerts, specials, movies, and we're starting a new venture to bring us more into our community called Symphony in the City. So there's some free concerts happening around town that will, again, bring the orchestra into the city and the broader community.
That sounds amazing. So we can see this just by going on to the website and checking out all the events that are coming up?
We have great calendars. You can click on dates, months, but bsomusic.org is a great way to find out more about us.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And you can see Ben Crawford perform with the BSO later this week. Get your tickets now, though. You have been warned because they are going to go real fast. Just use that code WMAR for 20% off. And we'll be right back right after this. Stay tuned.